Open mic time from camp now, and it's become a bit of a training camp tradition. The morning Musers are here. George Dunham. Hello, George.
Hi, Mike. How are you? Welcome to camp. Oxnard.
Thank you very much. Craig Miller.
I'm a little disappointed because these guys told me we were going to be on with Dale, so it kind of threw me for a loop when we showed up and you were here.
That will be beeped out. And Gordon, nice to see you as well.
Good to see you, Oxnard.
Heck of a fight here. You guys show up for practice, and suddenly things get out of control. Were you worried at any point that this thing might just escalate into a widespread brawl out here?
It was unusual. I've never seen one last that long, and it does bring back up again, does anyone control Dez? I mean, the head coach didn't go over there to stop it, and it seemed like it may never end. It was weird, Mike.
Craig, were you tempted at any time to go out there and try to play peacemaker?
I was, but I let it go because, back in the day, Irvin used to get in fights with his teammates, and so I like the spirit. It's like, when you get into it with Dan Henry, it may not be good at the moment, but later you realize that it's good for chemistry and for team building.
Believe me, that fight would not last long, and it would not be good for me.
You'd drop him.
And it would not be good for me. Gordon, you're an instigator, so you probably were tickled by the fact that Dez and a beloved teammate were going after one another.
I'm a peace-loving man, first of all, Mike, and I thought one of them should have taken a knife to the other one.
Well, okay.
And you wanted to have Gordon on.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? Let's continue talking just a little bit of football.
Metaphorically.
Metaphorical knives.
Yeah, just say, hey, stop all that fighting, kind of talk.
A little, what are we fighting about? Is that the Jagger?
Why are we fighting? We are teammates, but Dez is a hothead, and you're going to see this from him time and time again. It won't end here.
Hey, Mike, are we done yet?
How much time do we have left? Are you getting time cues? How much? 5 and a half? That's not so bad.
5.5 minutes. Can we run an old Gunsmoke or some kind of something?
This is Fox, an old Ally McBeal, maybe?
Maybe something like the Dancing Baby?
Perhaps. What do you think of this? What do you make of this running back situation, George? McFadden's hurt already. You think Randall can give them what they need to not necessarily replace DeMarco Murray, but to run the ball roughly as effectively as they did last year?
Yeah, I think he can give him some of those yards that Murray had last year. Lance Dunbar, North Texas great. And I think there's another runner that we don't know about yet. Either it's going to be Lake Seastrunk or another rookie on this team, or maybe someone who's a veteran who they're going to bring in. I don't think Darren McFadden is going to be that guy.
Quit messing with the rug, will you? Who's messing with it?
I'm starting to think it's real.
It's getting just thin enough that it might be real, right?
Hey, by the way, I want to say something nice about you since you have us on here. Your new nose looks great.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Got it secured right before I came out to camp. I have to hold the microphone here when I talk.
Yeah, I understand it's magnetic. It's held on by magnets, a series of rare earth magnets.
It's working out all right.
Can I get a towel? I feel like I'm sweating a lot.
Yeah, this sun is brutal out here. It's in the mid-70s. Jason Garrett, Gordon, you just had a chance to talk with the Cowboys head coach, an exclusive one-on-one that I'm guessing we'll hear tomorrow morning?
Yes, you will hear that tomorrow morning on the ticket, 5:30 to 10.
Can you give us a clue as to what you discussed?
Actually, we had a pretty straightforward interview. I didn't do any shtick with him and just talked a little bit about his family, about how many nieces and nephews he has and what the family get-togethers are like, and what did he do to treat himself when he became head coach of the Cowboys, because it's quite an accomplishment to be head coach of the arguably most popular franchise in all the world.
Like that interview may be more boring than this one. I don't know.
Yeah, it may rival it. I don't know. This is pretty boring.
It might be difficult. You see this becoming more and more Garrett's team, though. I mean, clearly his imprint is on this thing. And did you wonder at one point if he'd ever get to this point?
Oh, yeah. I thought a couple of years ago he was probably on his way out. Obviously, 12-4 saved him. And Jerry always wanted to stick with a guy. And he's finally found a guy to stick with, someone who doesn't want to leave and someone that he's comfortable with. So, yeah, unless they go 4-12 this year, he's probably around for, and even 4-12 would probably get him another year or two. He's here for a while.
George, you and I are the only ones on this panel who have been hired and fired by Jerry Jones.
That is true. We share that, Mike.
Very short cup of coffee in his employ. Didn't last long.
But laugh about getting fired.
No need to dwell on that. I was just too controversial in the booth. You remember the story.
Yeah.
Jerry, is he a little more hands-off than he used to be, or is that just an illusion? Do you think this is more Steven's team than it's ever been?
Yes, I think he has given up some of the control to Steven. I think he's given up some of the control to Will McClay, and at least he listens to those people now. And I think this team has a direction, and I think it doesn't just go by the – what are you doing? It doesn't go by the the ups and downs of Jerry. I think they're much more consistent as a franchise now, and I think it's served them well.
Your thoughts on Jerry Jones and his changing dynamic in the front office?
Jerry Jones. The Cowboys owner, the one with the new hip?
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, he's gone through some medical issues. I do think Jerry is taking more of a back seat, and you're seeing Steven slide into that role.
We're going to have Jerry on in just a few minutes coming up after this interview. What would you like me to ask Jerry
Craig's
Jones?
got a good one for you.
Huh?
Do you have any questions for Jerry?
Do I have any questions for Jerry? Yeah. What's the deal with Spalding, and why is he hanging around the team so much?
Craig's got a better one.
What's your question for Jerry Jones?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, Craig, we're on the air.
Oh,
We'll be talking to Jerry, the Cowboys owner. You remember him in just a few minutes here. What would you like me to ask him?
Can you
Stop touching me!
Can you ask him if he's ever met Jack Nicklaus?
What is that? I heard George was telling me. Is there?
I just wondered that the other day when we were in the rental car, and I think it's a good question.
I'm not sure I can go there.
You know what your follow-up is? Have you ever met Retief Goosen?
Is there any chance?
There's no way he's met Retief.
Is there any chance he knows who Retief Goosen is?
No, we didn't think he would either. But ask him Nicholas first, then Goosen.
Any chance 90% of the people watching now know who Retief Goosen is? All right, about a minute to go, mercifully. Other than the Garrett interview coming up this week, anything else fun from training camp, 5:30 to 10 on the ticket?
On the ticket. There's always something fun every day. I encourage everyone to listen at 8:40 for hilarity and insight. Mike, insight as well. Yeah.
Craig, anything you'd like to promote before we send it back to the studio or promote our next segment, whatever?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Craig, thanks for helping out tonight. Craig Miller.
Can
one more thing. Just a few seconds left here. We're
Can I promote
around
the other
clock
TV
here.
stations?
Nah, they don't need your help.
Wait, we got
That's for sure.
tweets here.
Read some
I'm
tweets.
just
That's
joking.
always good.
That's all right. That's all right.
Love it.
I'm balancing the iPad and the two. Yeah, it's working, baby. Look at the demos, okay? Look at the demos.
Start doing the
George
newscast with a
Dunham,
selfie stick, huh?
Gordon Keith. I've got one out here. Station-issued selfie stick. Craig Miller. The Musers on the ticket. Thank you for joining us.